Welcome to Living in Beauty. It's Sunday, April 7th, 2019, day 993 on the road, and we're wrapping up 2 weeks of beach camping on South Padre Island, Texas. Recently, we posted about water conservation. We're following up with power, solar power. Texas has some spectacular boondocking opportunities, which makes our time here even better than we could have imagined. We get a kick out of being unleashed from grid dependence for weeks at a time with minimal conservation effort. Yeah, sometimes we think we're hot stuff, but not as hot as the supercharged seasonal travelers at Quartzsite, Arizona. Annually, legions of sun rustlers descend from the northern habitats and lasso their RVs to the sun and wind for months at a time. It's a fabulous display of indefinite power, engineering, and unlimited funds. Shoot, those guys could probably harvest the bling on Marilyn Monroe's Happy Birthday, Mr. President dress. It's a strange and uniquely American custom to set out into the wilderness, even though you're not evading the law, creditors, or the apocalypse. But it's good to know that you probably could if you really had the need. Cutting the cords, even temporarily, that connect oneself to the providers of water, sewer, power, and ATM machines is a cheap and legal thrill. And with the correct equipment, it's almost harmless. So far, living off-grid for 2-week spells is therapeutic enough for us. Serene views, free of dominating infrastructure, combined with the adventure of off-road survival, can be incredibly romantic. But that blaze of glory vibe only endures up to the moment when we wish there was a Trader Joe's or Costco nearby. Then, it's time to go full tilt city folk and pull our dusty rig out of God's country and into a suburban, palm tree-lined, luxury RV resort with full hookups and access to shopping, breweries, and entertainment. Then, within 2 weeks, the constant ding of traffic, sirens, leaf blowers, and the stench of pesticides chases us back to the wild places where nature is less throttled and dirt isn't filth. And that is our 4-3-2 rhythm. Living off-grid requires a mix of low-tech and high-tech skills. Water conservation, low-tech, and solar power, high-tech. Constant awareness and assessment doesn't come naturally for either of us, so we have a few bells and whistles to help us manage our resources so we can relax. DC and AC electrical power are both necessary in an RV. DC power is used for lighting, fans, monitors like propane, refrigerator, and water tank, and to power on the water pump and the cell signal booster. AC power is used for our microwave convection oven, computer monitor, ice maker, Vitamix, air conditioning, and recharging most of our devices and electronics. We use propane to run the refrigerator, hot water heater, furnace, and stovetop. We installed our initial electrical solar panels and inverter back in May 2017. In Vinny and That Lucky Old Sun, we go over the step-by-step process of how the system was installed. Fact is, back in 2017, we hadn't really camped off-grid that much. We were newbies, still learning about our rig, and the vision of our future needs was only developing. The day after the system was installed, we took off for Water Canyon Recreation Area. This Bureau of Land Management campsite was just a couple of miles from the city of Winnemucca, Nevada, and within cycling distance in case of a problem. And that turned out to be a good plan, because the beautiful weather suddenly turned. We had freezing rain and snow for 4 out of 7 days. Over the next year, weather events similar to Winnemucca repeated quite often. Even while winterizing in the southernmost latitudes of the U.S., we had freezing night temperatures for days. As a result, in 2018, we opted to upgrade our system with more panels and batteries. We needed to extend our ability to boondock with normal winter disadvantages, as well as the freakish. Our current configuration has tested positive many times now for a 3 to 14-day off-grid experience with minimal conservation efforts. Now, with 6 Sunrunner 100-watt solar panels on the roof, our batteries recharge twice as fast as the initial setup. To store that solar power, we have 2 Lifeline AGM GPL 31T and 2 AGM GPL 24T 12-volt batteries. The selection and configuration of these 4 batteries was predicated on available physical storage space near the inverter. Switching to a 6-volt system was not an option for us, nor were we ready to invest in lithium at this time. The total electrical storage between the 4 batteries is 370 amp-hours. Without getting into the technicalities of defining amp-hours and the relationship to watts and voltage, 370 amp-hours will run our convection oven for a little over an hour, or our ice maker for about 7 hours before depleting the batteries. But with normal usage, on a cloudless day of full sun exposure, our solar panels can keep the batteries charged to 100%. The Magnum MS2000-watt pass-through inverter supplies enough AC power for 2 people to live comfortably. It will run everything we need, excluding the air conditioner. Our air conditioner consumes a lot of energy, so it was bypassed on our inverter system. We have a Honda generator if we need the air conditioner while boondocking, but generators are noisy and stinky, so we try to avoid using it. Also, many of the best campsites are in the no-generator sections of state and national parks. Our solar system equipment includes a blue sky controller and display panel. It allows for complete system monitoring and programming. We currently have the Sunrunner Signature 25 MPPT 6 Pro Core Kit. It offers a digital display, system programming, battery and system performance monitoring, temperature compensation, disconnects, and cable management hardware. When we added 3 more panels, our intention was not to necessarily ever experience 100% direct overhead sunlight on all 6 panels, theoretically producing 600 watts at a given moment, but rather to give the sun more opportunity throughout the day to impact more panel surface. Based on that, in 2018, we chose not to upgrade our Core Kit monitoring system from a 340-watt capacity. But since the extra panels have been working out so well, an upgrade to the Blue Sky 3024 IL with a 540-watt capacity is on our to-do list for 2019. It was very tight to fit 4 batteries and an inverter in the available space, but somehow or another we managed. A kiss on the hand might be quite continental, but a great campsite is living in beauty's best friend. No dreary RV parks for us. A robust solar system frees us from high rates for hookups that we don't need and opens up more opportunities for peace, quiet, and adventure. Better to boondock at a Harvest Host or a free campsite than to settle for close but no cigar. Thank you for joining us in Living in Beauty. If you like this post and want to be notified when a new one is released, please enter your email address and click the follow button at the bottom of this page. That's it for now. See you next time.